Hey, it's me Rishikesh Kannan, popularly known as Hrishi K. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon now to get the latest videos and get taken into a world of entertainment, culture, sport, business and current affairs.
I have a sneaking suspicion that, I have so many friends in the LGBTQ community. They're going to love what you did. It must be a pride of place for you as an actor to represent the community.
Absolutely.
And do it in such a dignified manner. Talk to me about that.
So again, that one aspect or a part of me, of my personality, always wanted to be in love with a woman on screen. And I got to do that, in a way where it wasn't even underlined as such. And that Abhishek was very, very sure that it just is who she is and that's her preference, and you don't need to underline that, And we made a backstory for her about how she would have reached that place of finally accepting that she's in love with this woman, and it was really an honor for me to play it finally, because I've always wanted to play it, and it was done so tastefully.
Guys, Gone Game 2 is currently streaming on Voot Select. And I have to say this, the performances are just mind-blowing. Arjun Mathur returns and Harleen joins the cast. Great to see you guys.
Great to see you.
I have to say, Arjun, that this was a worthy savior during the pandemic. Because those were really tough days. It wasn't easy to film, I'm sure. But the fact that people were at home watching this, you must have gotten a lot of great feedback on the show, man.
Yeah, and absolutely unexpected. As you said, we had already been sitting at home for a while. Everyone been, I certainly was itching to get back to doing something. It had been enough of like jhadu and bartan. So, and then doing this was really a really novel experience. First of all, shooting the way we did, it was just, honestly, the first intention of doing this for me was just like, we're doing nothing, let's see what we come up with, and did not at all expect it to touch a chord the way that it did. Hats off to the director, the post-production team. I think the music in particular of this show is something that really makes it.
Totally.
I'm a big fan of the music by Nayanthara Music and
Aditya.
Right, and Aditya. And but I'm sorry, I've digressed from your question.
No, but you're right. It's so eerie, that the title track that goes on the titles, and it has lockdown, which makes it even more eerie.
So good.
Harleen, I mean, it just astonishes me. I see this side of you, which is the dancing, the social media queen. And suddenly I see you in cotton and khadi saris, just pulling off the performance of your lifetime. You must enjoy this dichotomy as an entertainer, because both of them are you, but they're very different facets of you. Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for your kind words, and I always enjoy my conversations with you. Like I mentioned before also, I think we all as personalities have so many different facets to us that a lot of us become actors because we want to enjoy all of those things. At least I wanted to do that. I really enjoy playing different parts. I don't want to do something that I actually am in real life. Though now, after doing a lot of serious stuff, I do feel like somebody just give me a road trip, or somebody just give me some comedy, or just let me be me. But I really enjoy this, and I really enjoyed to be a part of this cast, this crew. I really loved season 1, and that's why I said yes to it. And when I wore those khadi saris, I was like, okay, I'm taking this one, I'm taking this one, I'm taking this one. I didn't take any, but I really enjoyed, that entire get-up, the way the character was, and between me and the director Abhishek Sengupta, we also decided that we're not going to make this character the CBI or the police officer or somebody who's investigating loud like we've mostly seen. So we tried to go the other way around, and we said, let's make the character monotone. She's very controlled, she's very balanced.
Calm, she's controlled, but she's in control of the situation, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we did a lot of actually there was no back and forth in terms of how we wanted this character to be, but I was very unsure because when you're not able to express like this, or like, you know, it used to be so hard because it was so controlled, and every time I'm talking to somebody, you know, I can't like move my eyebrows too much, or I can't like give the voice
You
modulation
have
that
to
I really
control the
want.
Punjabi in you.
That is true. And I'm sweating, and I
That's
go to
hard, man.
Abhishek.
That's hard.
And I go to Abhishek and I'm like, damn, this is hard to like be so like in
Yeah.
control, you know,
Yeah.
all the time, and not showing your expressions. And I'm otherwise, like you said, very like out there, maybe.
But well
in that
done,
sense,
Harleen, well
but
done.
Thank you so much.
The change in director, in terms of the fact that Nikhil and yourself, I'm very convinced that Bridgemohan Amar Rahe will go down as one of those epic top 50 films to watch, man.
Wow.
It's just a
I mean, I
remarkable
love it.
film, brother.
I love
you
it.
know?
Yeah,
And
thank
he
you.
was your director.
He was.
There's a shift in director. You
Yeah.
obviously jumped at it in season 1 because there was a comfort level.
Definitely.
Did you adapt to the change quickly, or did it take you some time?
I mean, the thing is, as actors, this is really not part of your mental scape of anything you should be thinking about, I feel. Once we've committed to the character and the story, and we're under contract, so it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, it's true.
You have to
And
get the job done. It's like a game of
yeah,
cricket,
it
man.
is.
I mean,
And
it's just-
honestly, with series, this is the way it works. Sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, in one season of a series, you're working with multiple directors. So honestly, as long as a lot of directors that also come in on the series format tend to ask the actors, you know, that like, look, you guys have been living with this character. Why don't you take me through this a little bit? And yeah, and most of the directors that I've happened to work with through a series come with that. So it was the same with Abhishek, honestly. He was very aware that, look, man, I'm stepping into this, which like you guys know better than me right now. So yeah, and it is a bit of a thing, a bit of a adaptation to make, because as actors, we are obviously looking to the director for all our direction. I am, at least. But here in this case, it becomes a little different, where you feel the responsibility lies on you a little more to know your character's journey and graph, and take the entire crew, which could have changed over the course of a season or several seasons, to take them through it, you know.
like I said, the release has already happened, and that's when this is playing. I have a sneaking suspicion that, you know, I have so many friends in the LGBTQ community. They're going to love what you did. It must be a pride of place for you as an actor to represent the community.
Absolutely.
And do it in such a dignified manner. Talk to me about that.
So I've, again, that one aspect or a part of me, of my personality, always wanted to be in love with a woman on screen, you know, and I got to do that, and I got to do that in a way where it wasn't even underlined as such. And that Abhishek was very, very sure that it just is who she is, and that's her preference, and you don't need to underline that, you know. And we made a backstory for her about how she would have reached that place of finally accepting that she's in love with this woman. And it was really an honor for me to play it finally, because I've always wanted to play it, and it was done so tastefully.
It was very well said. You know, this is, I mean, he's a bit of an a-hole, if I can call him that.
Man, yeah, I would say so. I would say
But
so.
the gradual disintegration of what he goes through. I
Yeah.
mean, in the hands of a less capable actor, it wouldn't have gone further. But Arjun, you've just unraveled the pieces so beautifully. I mean, it starts off, and it's no spoiler to say, Gone Game 1 is, you know, he has the virus, or he doesn't, but he's evidently ill. And then he goes through all these things that even physically you change.
Yeah.
So, what do you work on first? The physical change, or do you work on the behavioral change? Or do you do it simultaneously? I don't know.
I mean, honestly speaking, with the physical change, there is a team of people that's really helping you achieve that. I don't know. I'm just much more instinctive, I think, you know. Whatever comes most instinctively, whatever comes first. With this season, it was this comes down completely to the director. You know, this season, the director, like, they were so clear of the state he's in. Like, even I didn't know, like, where I had imagined season 2 going somewhere else in my own head, you know. But seeing where it went, and then where my character needed to be mentally, physically, all of that was brought about by Abhishek, you know, completely. I would really be counting on him. I mean, they wanted me to like look all this like not had a meal, not being able to sleep properly.
Because when you're on the run,
Yeah.
you look unbathed, you look unfed, and you look completely desolate and broken.
Wow, that's that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
you
That's
know.
why I love conversations with him. He's so articulate.
Yeah, but
about
that's amazing, because I was definitely like maybe a little unfair. I was also shooting Made in Heaven season 2 simultaneously, so I was like heavily dieting and all. But yeah, I don't know. I think this comes down completely to the team, because I was honestly at the time, you know, we were also in the middle of like the second wave and all this. When we were shooting this, I think it was right after second wave that I came back to filming part of this. And we're so lost and dazed because suddenly all our dates had gone out of whack over several projects. So trying to juggle those projects, and so I was here for a few days and completely dependent on Abhishek to mentally and physically put me where I needed to be as Sahil, you know. Yeah.
Harleen, I know people who can't disassociate themselves from their work life, and some of their work life comes into their personal life and vice versa. This CBI officer that you play is very collected, very practical, very to the point, quite unshaken. In fact, there is a point when Shweta Tripathi's character comes over, and one of those rare occasions when she said, let's have a drink. And you think she'll let her guard down, but it doesn't happen, because it's more like an investigative scene in a lot of ways. When you read it, did you interpret it that way, or did conversations with your director have you interpreted that way?
No, we had to make a backstory, and I really enjoyed those conversations. I really enjoy the process of acting, and one of the reasons is when before you start shooting, you actually sit with your director. You really think about the backstory, because a lot of your stories start with your characters in between a situation or already on a journey. But where are they coming from? What's really happening? How are they the way they are? You know. So I really enjoy making a backstory of it, and me and Abhishek really enjoyed that. I have a book and a pen, and he was always like, "Oh my God, have you come back with questions? And you know, how many questions do you have?" And I'm just like, "Okay, you know, the most basic question to what's her favorite color, and you know, what was her past like? Where are her parents?" And you see, none of that. None of that matters. But I think you come down to these nuances only when you work on the backstory. And did I lose you somewhere?
No, you're absolutely right. That was my question. My question is that did you do it instinctively or you worked it? And your answer is that you worked very hard at it, which makes sense to me.
Hard is subjective again.
I like dysfunctional families, and we all belong to dysfunctional families.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else are families?
What else are families?
No, don't say that.
And I mean, in a fun way.
Oh wait, she's come from Barjatia's set, I think.
You can say that. You can say that.
But it's just lovely to see the siblings, which is your character and Shweta Tripathi's character. And it always happens. And siblings who say that it's not happened are probably lying, or they're deluding themselves. That one will always be the favorite and the other will feel a little neglected.
For sure.
And that is something that is carried on from childhood. But
absolutely,
despite that, he knows his sister so well.
Yeah.
Because there is a point when he turns around and he tells his wife that this is my sister and this is what she's going to do.
Yeah, correct.
You know?
Correct.
And that must have been very interesting for you as an actor, the interplay between I don't know if you have siblings in real life. And you've gone through that with siblings.
In real life, I'm right in the middle, and that's its own thing. Middle child syndrome is like the biggest issues ever. But because the older one got all the attention because he was the first one. The younger one's getting all the attention because she's the youngest one and female.
Wow.
But beech mein ye tha, I was getting all the maar. No jokes. Sorry, but what?
The question is simply siblings and dealing with that relationship with Shweta, which is actually very well written and really well performed by the two of you. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like season 1 where the relationship was established was obviously, it was impossible to establish anything with any of our actors, you know, because we didn't even meet them. It was like we had our group reading, and after that we all went off doing our own thing, you know, waiting to hear when it's our turn to shoot. So yeah, we didn't have a chance to meet or talk much or develop our relationship, but I think naturally as actors, Shweta and I are two people that were dying to work with each other for a long while. We always shared a very close chemistry and rapport and everything. So I think that came quite naturally. The vibe between these two siblings, I think was just something that we just like jumped into. Oh yes, we're here now. Okay, good, finally, like that. Yeah.
Never a dull moment when Sanjay Kapoor is on a set.
Never.
That's true.
Never.
That's true.
Never.
And it's so hard to
I
be
love his
serious.
wit, I love his sense of humor.
absolutely.
Love it.
And you can be doing the most serious scene, but there'll be cut and there'll be guffaws and things like that. Is this the first time you're working with him? Have
Yeah,
you met him before? And so talk to me about that. Talk to me
So
about
it
the
is the
experience.
first time I'm working with Mr. Kapoor, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor, and actually all of them. And one of the reasons I said yes to the show, one of the reasons was definitely the cast and the pure talent, the sheer talent that everyone's come together in this. So yes, it's the first time I worked with him, and it was absolute because maximum scenes I had was with Mr. Kapoor and with Shweta because he was obviously on the run and I was looking for him. And so I really enjoyed working with him because like you said, his wit, his humor, there's never a dull moment, absolutely. And I had very serious scenes with him. So I had to really control myself and not go to him or keep him away from me when we were performing those scenes and I had to investigate him. I would just be away from him. I'm like, if I see his face, I'll start laughing. Yeah. But he's also very supportive. He's very supportive as an actor. He's very well prepared also. Sometimes you come with your own presumptions or, he's so experienced or how he must be and all the first few times that you meet him. But like he's always raising the right questions. He's always, well prepared with whatever he comes to, on the set with.
Was the lingua franca Punjabi with him or was he speaking English?
No, absolutely English. He's Mr. Kapoor.
He's also extremely humble and really takes it upon himself to set the comfort level on a set, and I think he's one of the rare actors who have been around for as long as he has, who have managed to kind of, and it really takes a level of like humility and to be able to step back and say, okay, the world around me has changed. How do I reinvent myself here? And I think he's doing that really
Most
successfully.
importantly, he's from a film family.
Yeah, exactly.
And not for a moment does he make you feel that he's part of a film
At
family.
all.
And you really enjoy his the cinema trivia that he gives. Last night only when I think he was already here and he was getting bored in his room and he's like sent me a video of Roop Tera Masta Hai Na. He sent me a video and he's saying that this entire song was one shot and stuff. I said, oh damn cool. We'll play this and stuff. So basically, he gives you a lot of trivia. He talks about stuff. He'll talk about how this system was then, now how it's changed now. And he's still as hardworking and he's really having a ball of, ball of a time really. And he works hard.
Yeah.
He's in the gym always. And, he's also guiding you. He's telling you what to eat, what not to eat. This is how you should be. Dress up well.
Yeah.
Because I'm slightly jhalli, so he'll be, you have to do this, you have to do this.
You're looking $1 million. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Thank you.
Yeah. But another interesting relationship for me, just like the two siblings, was your relationship with Mr. Kapoor in the show. Because he is a bit of a bully.
Yeah.
But she puts him in his place. Yeah. And very, very fittingly so. Saying Mr. Whatever, Mr. Gujral.
Mr. Gujral.
And puts him in his place. And those scenes, I don't know whether you rehearse a lot or do you just say, let's give it a shot and then we'll see. How does it happen? How many rehearsals before a take?
No,
Or
I
do you
don't
do
think
multiple
we
takes?
do.
You
No,
don't
I don't
rehearse?
think we do rehearsals as such. We just read the lines and then I think once the tone for the characters is set, then you are following your tone and that person is following his tone and then you're reacting to each other. The characters, and that's how you're creating a vibe. And then in the first 1-2 takes, the director knows whether it's sitting well or no. And then you're just going ahead with that, I think.
so, yeah.
At least ye set pe to wo.
Yeah.
What's a gone game as far as you're concerned? In your life, Arjun Mathur?
What's a gone?
What does that even mean?
A
What's
gone game. A game that's over, it's finished.
I have an answer that could get me in so much trouble.
Like for me, a gone game is my diet. I mean, it's over. It can never happen for me. So similarly for you?
Maharashtra politics? Sorry.
Let's just say politics in general.
Politics in general.
Politics in
It's
general.
a gone game.
What's a gone game for you?
Can I give a slightly serious answer?
Yeah, sure.
I think when you become or when you're just wanting to become actors for a very long time, you don't say that you're an actor. So that's my gone game. Now I say that I'm an actor. You know, I've stopped resisting that because it takes a lot of courage to also follow your dream and then to accept. Like you said, now I give myself very little, you know, credit maybe in that sense. So for a long time I was resisting calling myself an actor. But now, you know, at that time, when I come from the Barjatia family, so my parents were also like, when they used to introduce me early on in my days when I just started, they would be like, yeah, she's in performing arts and this and that. And I didn't like take a stand and say, no, say it that I'm an actor, you know. But now they also accept it and I also do. Yeah, so that's my gone game.
Last question now.
Now you should be like my heroine.
Leading lady.
Yeah.
Last question. What's a wonderful trip that you took recently? A trip that you
Recently, the last
or have you
place-
been too busy working?
No, the last place I went was a schedule of Made in Heaven that we shot in Nice in France, which was amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You have some French
awesome.
wine, you know.
Yeah, amazing, everything. And with a really fun cast and crew. And I think it was my first time abroad after, Anshuman's film was after that, correct. So I've made 2 trips away recently after 2.5 years. So both of them were quite special.
So wine and what else in France when you were not filming?
France, man, all kinds of things. We were like on a yacht. We were like in all these mansions, these Rothschild owned properties. Like it's made in heaven. It's like lavish as hell. So we were having fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
A trip that you went to recently that is lovely.
There were 2. The last one was Kathmandu because I was shooting for a show there, and in between I had a couple of days off, and again it's a really lovely ensemble cast, so in between you get time when, you know, they're shooting with others. So, you know, I always do a lot of these solo travels or I travel with my girlfriends, and I always had this thing that ek din apni mummy ko bhi leke jaungi.
Wow.
So then I called her.
How nice.
I said, let this be like a girl's trip where, this can be like a trip where whichever days I'm going to shoot, still she'll be alone. She doesn't have to think about, oh, kaun ghar pe kya khane wala hai and who do I have to take care of, and she can just, see the ducks and just, walk in the grass and just relax and all of that. So that was a special trip in that sense. And one trip which again I went with my friends for recently was Rishikesh, and that was special because एकदम लोकल की तरह हमने किया, स्कूटी पे ऐसे बैग्स वैग रखे, लक्ष्मण झूला से राम झूला से यहाँ से वहाँ जा रहे हैं, and
and rafting
and like sound and healing meditation. So it was a great trip.
Amazing.
Which was meditative as well as really nice cafes and and adventurous as well. So
Lovely. Gone Game Season 2 streams on Voot Select. Please give it a lot of love. Stars Arjun, Harleen and a fabulous cast. Thank you guys.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.